today, for those of you who haven't met again, my name's Ed Kinlaw. We are going to be videotaping this lesson. And actually, when I say videotaping this lesson, what I really mean is we're going to be videotaping from right about here to right about here, but we'll have voices, so if you ask a question, then your voice will be on tape. And we don't know what we're going to do with the tape. We're trying to figure it out, but wanted to let you know. We are going to get the game set up momentarily. We are trying to figure out how many players we have on the back row. Okay, so if you will bear with us for just a moment. When I say just a moment, what I really mean is just a moment. Be right back.
It's amazing he's volunteered all this time. He doesn't. He's got 5 kids. We decided to pay yeah, we know. Don't say any names. So we play Tuesday afternoons and Saturday nights. Quick master. That's a lot of fun. Something in the middle, like a train. Right. Well, the cardinal do is 2 sides. 2 sides, yeah. But they had not even. Then you would have a right. Regular master when I was in my cousin when we went to visit the summer. That was my exposure to.
Great. Hello again.
Hello.
Once again, thrilled to see so many people here today. We have a great lesson today, but before we get to that great lesson, as luck would have it, I have a joke for you. Fellow took his wife to the carnival. And you got all kinds of stuff at the carnival. And one of the things they had was a helicopter ride. And the wife says, "Honey, I'd really like to go on a helicopter ride." And the fellow says, "Well, it's $50, and $50 is $50. So, I don't think we're going to go on the helicopter ride this year." So they went away. And as carnivals do, they came back the following year, and the same conversation ensued. And the guy who's running the helicopter ride says, "Tell you what, if you can be quiet for the entire helicopter ride, I won't take the $50 from her. Give you $50 back." And the fellow said, "Well, that's fine. Let's go." So they got on the helicopter ride, and the guy's doing loop-de-loops and curves and stuff, and silence from the back. And then the pilot lands and says, "I was really surprised that y'all didn't say anything. What did your wife think about the ride?" He says, "Well, she fell out midway." I was going to say something, but $50 is $50.
That's not a very funny joke.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
All right. I had a great question asked to me before the game. How can I... where's Paul? Where's Paul? Why isn't Paul here? Paul is in Arizona. So we have a director named Susan McLaughlin who's going to be the brains of our particular outfit today. She's running the game on the back row. and they will be ignoring me very quickly. Oh, that's right. Great question before we start a class. Is there a way to practice when you're not here? And do I need 4 people to practice with? And the answer is no. There is a website called BridgeBaseOnline.com. Now, I can't give a testimonial about this site because I don't play online, but I know that you can play with your favorite partner online in regular games that are sanctioned by the ACBL. You can also, and this has particular appeal for me, play with 3 robots. So you just show up and play and say, give me a bridge hand and I'm going to do whatever I do on this hand, and you play against people who actually do not care how well you play. Okay? And if you want advice at some point, you can actually ask for advice. What do I bid with this? Okay, so it is a great tool to enable you to practice while you're not here. Okay?
And is it space or base?
BridgeBase. BridgeBaseOnline.com.
And is it free?
You can pay to play in the sanctioned game, but I believe it is free. And I say I believe it's free because I went online once and said, oh, okay, let me try this, and I actually played a hand. And didn't cost me anything. So I don't know whether it's limited, whether you can play for free forever and ever. Yes, ma'am.
You can play for free whenever and ever, and I just have to warn you, the robots go really fast.
Yes. Sometimes they cheat.
Wow.
The robot.
The robots cheat. Okay, and enough of that glowing testimonial. Was there another question before I get on to today's lesson?
Still fun, but they cheat.
Still fun, but they cheat, which, you know. All right. Yeah, this is actually videotape.
Oh, sorry.
All right. How many of y'all weren't here last week? Oh my goodness. Well, now for their benefit, and pretty much only for their benefit, we are going to do just a little bit of review. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. I have been dealt a bridge hand, and it is my turn to bid. I have 2 choices. I can bid something or I can pass. In general, I'm going to bid something if I have a hand that is above average in its ability to take tricks. Now, there's a couple ways that we can define or figure out whether my hand's enough above average. The first way is by counting high card points. Ace is 4, king is 3, queen is 2, jack is 1. Okay, if I've got 12 points in my hand, in general, I'm going to have a hand that's worthy of an opening bid. It is possible that I can have a hand that's above average in its ability to take tricks that does not have 12 high card points, because there's 2 ways to take tricks in a bridge hand. The first is with high cards, aces and kings, queens and jacks occasionally. The second is with long suits. So last week we learned something called the rule of 22. Rule of 22 says add up your high card points and the number of cards you have in your 2 longest suits, and if it adds up to 22 or more, plus a number of quick tricks, sorry, take what I said, reverse it. High card points, cards in your 2 longest suits, and quick tricks. If it adds up to 22 or more, you have a hand that's worthy of an opening bid. Okay, so this hand has how many high card points? It's got 11. Okay, so I don't have enough high card strength to automatically warrant an opening bid. Okay, how many cards are my 2 longest suits? 10. And how many quick tricks? I've got 3, and we did this last week. Ace King is 2, and Ace is 1. Okay, King Queen is 1, King X is 1, and Ace Queen is 1.5 for the rest of it. So this hand is worthy of an opening bid. Now I'm going to make a change, you know, because I can. How many high card points? 15. Do I need to use a rule of 20 or 22 on this hand?
No.
Nope. This hand is big enough that I don't need to figure out whether I have an opening hand. I can just look at this and say, yep, that's an opening hand. Does that make some sense? All right. There are some nuances to scoring that we learned last week. Okay, the first is the difference between minors and majors. Okay, major suits are spades and hearts. Those are awarded 30 points a trick. Minors are awarded 20 points a trick. So if we have a choice, we'd rather play a contract in a major than a minor. Okay, first thing you got to learn, majors, our bidding revolves around finding major suit contracts if we have one. Now, when do we know that we want to play in a suit contract? Well, what about my hand would say I'd rather play in a suit contract than a no-trump contract? Well, length and fit. Okay, if we have 8 cards between the 2 hands in a major, that is a very good denomination for us to play in. So if I have 5 and my partner has 3, if we both have 4, we would want to play in that major. Okay. Does that make some sense?
Yep.
Now the second part that's really important about scoring is playing in a game contract. Okay, a game contract is a contract that scores 100 points or more if you fulfill it. Those contracts are 3 no trump or 4 of a major. Okay, 5 of a minor is also a game contract. It's just not one that we go out of our way to play. Because if I can take 11 tricks if a minor suit is trump, I can almost always take 9 tricks if there's no trump. And no trump scores better. Okay, so our game contracts are 3 no trump, 4 of a major. 5 of a minor is also a game contract, but we don't ordinarily go out of our way to play in 5 of a minor. We interrupt this broadcast for technical difficulties. We'll be back in a moment. We need boards. Paul said that he actually prayed for
She wants to know where the boards are. Paul said
Nothing funny about that.
that Ed would have them. And Ed says no. Okay.
I would think but one of my friends told me you just go on the computer and they give you the hands, and then of course you have to put them together. But it's not as if you have to figure out the hands, which I think would be really hard.
All the cards, apparently they're missing, or
So
they're
is she
somewhere else.
saying
I
she
don't
doesn't
know.
have enough boards?
They seem to have found the boards.
Yeah, but they may have, but they would just the rack wouldn't leave. They'll figure it out, yeah.
All right. Sorry for the interruption. Now, we talked about last week, there are 3 ways to open a bridge hand. Okay? At the 1 level. You got your 1 of a major. Okay? Who here hasn't played bridge for a long, long time? Excellent. Now, we play a system called Standard American with 5-card majors. Okay? To open one of a major, how many cards do you need to have in that major to open one of that major? 5. Yes, it was not a trick question. If you're going to open one of a major, you have at least 5 cards in that major. Okay? Now, the second bid we can open at the 1 level is 1 no trump. Okay, 1 no trump is a very specific bid. Says, partner, I got between this much and this much. No more and no less, and a balanced hand. Balanced hand has no voids, no singletons, and not more than 1 doubleton. Okay, and the between this much and this much that most people agree to is 15 to 17 points. If you can't open in a major and you can't open in no trump, what's left? No, you don't pass. I've got this opening hand. I want to open this hand.
Minor.
I can't open a major. I can't open no trump.
Minor.
You open a minor, right? Okay. Yes, and I've seen people do this. I had a 14 count, but I didn't have anything to open. Yeah, okay. You can't open a major. You can't open no trump. We don't go out of our way to open one of a minor, but if that's all that's left, that's all that's left. Okay, we open one of our longest minors. Okay, so if I've got one minor suit longer than the other, that's the one I open. If they're equal, if I've got 3 of each, I open 1 club. If I've got 4 of each, or 5 of each, or 6 of each, I open 1 diamond. Any questions?
Could you repeat that one more time?
Yes. If I'm going to open one of a minor, because I couldn't open a major, I couldn't open no trump, I'm going to open one of my longest minor. If my minor suits are equal, if I've got 3 of each, I'm going to open 1 club. If I've got 4 of each, or 5 of each, or 6 of each, I'm going to open 1 diamond.
Why is that?
You know, the simple reason is because I said so. But the technical reason is if I've got, and we'll get to this next week. Don't you love we'll get to this next week? But if I've got this hand, okay, I would call this hand too small, stiff, ace, king, 5th, and king, queen, jack, 5th. I've got diamonds and clubs. Okay. Anytime you have a 2-suited hand, you open one of your higher ranking suit, which here would be diamonds. Okay, so I open this hand 1 club, and if my partner, or excuse me, 1 diamond, thank you. And if my partner bids something and doesn't support diamonds, my next bid is going to be 2 clubs. So I'm planning ahead. I'm going to open my higher ranking suit, followed by my lower ranking suit. Okay? Another good inference is if I open a diamond and you respond in a major and I don't raise your major, I've got 4 diamonds. We'll get to the why that is next week, but it's just a nice inference to be able to make. Okay? Questions about last week?
If you have 5 spades and 5 hearts,
Absolutely. 5 spades and 5 hearts. Spades is my higher ranking suit. So I'm going to open a spade. And if my partner raises spades, then we're in spades. If he doesn't raise spades, I'm planning to support hearts. Okay, good question. Even if my spades are headed by the jack and my hearts are headed by the ace, king, queen. Other questions? All right, well, we've covered everything we talked about last week. Just about. Now, 2 things we want to know. Do we have enough points for game? And do we have an 8-card major suit fit? Those are the 2 riddles we're trying to find out. We're having a conversation back and forth. Do we have an 8-card major suit fit? And do we have enough points for game? And our conversation is going to go on long enough for us to figure that out. So, I have taken the first part of our conversation. I've opened a spade. And the next person's passed. The next person's going to pass for the next 3 weeks. Okay? It's just a given. The next person passes. By the way, when y'all play bridge, does the next person always pass?
No.
No! But for the next 3 weeks, next person's passing. Now, as responder, there's one more thing. 2 keys. Do we have enough points for game? Do we have an 8-card major suit fit? The third thing is unless you know for a certainty that your side does not have enough points for game, you should bid. Okay? Until you know for a certainty that your side does not have enough points for game, you should bid something. Okay? I've opened 1 spade. What do you know about my hand? I've got 5 spades. What else do you know? I've got at least 12 points. What's the most I can have? 19 or so. I could have a 20 count, but that's rare. Okay, so I could have up to a 19 count. And how many points do we need for game? 25. So if I've opened one of a suit and you have a 6 count, I want to hear a peep out of you. Okay? Does that make some sense? Six points in your hand.
But in spades or anywhere?
Anywhere. If you have an ace and a queen, or a king, queen, and a jack, I want to hear from you. Because what you have plus my could have 19 would be enough for game. Okay? Now, that's one piece of information. I'm going to fill that. I'm going to start doing a chart for you. And I'm going to get you to segregate your hands into 3 categories. All right. First of all, if I've opened, okay, and you have 13 points in your hand, do we have enough points for game?
Yes.
You betcha. We're going to game. I don't know where we're going to game, but we are not going to stop until we get to a game contract. Okay? If I have 11 or 12 points, do we have enough points for game?
Well,
Maybe. I'm just going to go with maybe. But we're close enough that I'm going to tell you that between the 2 of us, we're probably really close to a game contract. So I'm going to make some invitational bid. Okay? And if I have 6 to 10 points, do we have enough points for game?
No.
Maybe. Yeah, I could have 19. Okay, so you don't know, but you're going to describe your hand as a minimum. Says, partner, I had enough to make a peep. I don't have significantly more than that, so unless you have a better than average opening hand, we probably do not belong in a game contract. Does that make some sense? Yes, sir.
When you count the points as a responder, you include singletons, doubletons, or just high points?
That's a great question. Any other questions? All right. Oh, that's next week. No, it's actually now. We'll How many of you learned way back when you learned how to play bridge and open a bridge hand, the voids and singletons were good? Yes, I did too. Are they always good? No. Why not? Because you could be in no trump. Or you could have a void or a singleton in your partner's suit. That would be bad. Okay. So the answer to your question is yes. If we have a fit, my hand gets better. And we'll talk about how much better in a bit. Okay, so once we find a fit, I open a spade and you have spades with me, your hand gets better if in addition to having spades, you have a void or a singleton and a side suit. Doubleton as well for that matter. Okay, other questions before we go on? All right. I'm going to say something important. I do that on occasion. This is one that you should commit to memory. Okay? If you open one of a suit and I change suits, you are not allowed to pass. Okay? If you open one of a suit, you open one club and I say one spade as your partner, you are not allowed to pass. You owe me another bid. Okay, and we'll get to why in a bit. Now there's something else you got to remember. If I'm changing suits, I need to have a certain amount of stuff in my hand to change suits. Now just to make sure everybody's with me, I'm going to give you a quiz. All right, your partner opens one spade and you have 2 small, 10 fourth, 4 small, and queen third. You have a 2 count. Okay? Do you have an excellent way to describe this hand to your partner? Pass. Okay? You need to have a certain amount of stuff in your hand to bid. Okay? To change suits. Or to bid no trump. Okay? That certain amount of stuff at the 1 level, all I'm promising you is a 6 count. Okay? If I change suits at the 2 level, you open one spade and I bid 2 clubs, I need to have at least 10 points. 11 would be better. 12 better still. Okay? But if you open one of a major and I bid a new suit at the 2 level, I need to have at least 10 points. Okay? Another piece of that I'll just throw out is if you open one spade and I bid 2 hearts, I got to have 5 of them. That's just something to keep in the back of your mind. I'm not going to dwell on that.
You have to have 5 hearts.
5 hearts, correct. You open one spade, the next person passes, I bid 2 hearts. I've got at least 10 points. 10 points, I've got at least 5 hearts. Questions so far? Well, I'm just going to start filling this out. So I've got 6 to 10 points, and you've opened a spade. If I've got a fit, how many cards do I need for a fit?
3.
I need 3. Okay? If I've got 6 to 10 points in a fit, my bid is 2 spades. If I don't have a fit, and I don't have enough points to change suits to the 2 level, and I need to take a bid, and that bid has to be at the 1 level. If only there were a bid I could make at the 1 level. 1 no trump. Okay, so 1 no trump really just says I've got 6 to 10 points. And it denies a spade fit. It doesn't say I'm balanced. It says I have enough to make a peep, but I don't have spades with you. Okay. Does that make some sense? Now, if I've got 11 or 12 points, I don't need to do this immediately. Okay, I don't need to bid this immediately, but in the fullness of time, I'm going to bid up to 3 spades if we have a fit. And if we don't have a fit, I'm either going to change suits or we're going to make it to 2 no trump. Can change. That's not an S. Suits. Okay. And without a fit, in the fullness of time, we're going to make it to 3 no trump. Okay, if I've got enough points for game. You open, I have a 13 count. Okay, if we don't have a fit in a major, we're probably going to make it to 3 no trump because we have enough points for game. We don't have an 8-card major suit fit. Okay, and I give my people a quiz. Okay, if only there were a bid that says we have enough points for game, but we don't have an 8-card major suit fit. If that bid existed, that's the one I'd like to use. Okay, and that bid is 3 no trump. 3-no trump is code for enough points for game, don't have an 8-card major suit spin. Any questions? All right, now this is a game. In 2 weeks, y'all are going to pay money to participate in this game. I think the amount of money is going to be $4. You should derive at least $1 worth of enjoyment, and maybe 2, possibly 3, by making things difficult for the person on your left and the person on your right. Okay? Y'all will be amused by this, I suspect. Oh my gosh. All right. Your partner opens 1 spade and the next person passes and it's your bid. You have ace 5th, stiff, 10 5th, and 2 small. If only you had a good way to describe this hand to your partner. If only there was a way. Now, would you like to know what I would bid if I'm playing with Govind? Okay, Govind and I play on a regular basis. Govind and I actually have a bid that we've worked out for such a hand as this. Okay, and that bid is 4 spades.
You go from 1 to 4.
I would go from 1 spade to 4 spades. Okay? Why would I do that? What can we make? I have no idea what we can make. Okay, how's that for an answer? If my partner has the wrong hand, then we're going to go down a couple. Okay, if he has the right hand, we can actually make this contract. I'm going to spitball here. I'm going to give him king, queen of spades, ace of hearts, king of diamonds, with the ace of diamonds on the side. Okay, and we'll actually make 4 spades on this hand. Now, if my partner has the wrong hand and we cannot make 4 spades, what can the opponents make?
4 hearts.
Something. Something, I don't know. 4 hearts looks likely. Well, this is a fun part of this bit. Okay? I've got Mom sitting on my left, and y'all remember Mom. She gets all excited when she has a good hand. Okay? And the auction goes 1 spade, pass, 4 spades. Okay? Mom now starts getting to describing her hand at the 5 level. How many of you are really good guessers? Yeah, me either. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong, but again, sometimes we can make 4 spades with this hand and sometimes we can't. But I'm going to bid it every single time. Boy, I hope this works. Every contract I bid, every bid I make is followed by the same 5 words. Boy, I hope this works. How bad can this be? At least we weren't doubled. I mean, there's lots of 5-word combinations you can use.
How come you're not bidding 3 spades?
Because 3 spades would show an invitational hand. 1 spade past 3 spades, we've agreed as partner, between the 2 of us, we're really close to game. I don't know what we can make. Okay, if you have anything extra in your hand, we want to be in game, else just pass. Okay, with this hand, I don't have any pretensions that we have anything that we can make on this hand. We might make 4 spades, we might not, but it's a lot of fun seeing beads of sweat come off your left-hand opponent's head. He gets to start describing his hand at the 5 level. Now, a couple of requirements for this bid. First, you got a 5-card support. Okay, you got 5-card support for your partner in your partner's major suit. This does not apply over a minor. The second thing is I have a side, singleton, or void. Okay, so I've got a singleton here. If I had a second small heart, I would prefer not to bid 4 spades. Why? Because I have more losers if I've got 2 cards in every suit than if I just have a singleton? That's an excellent question. I may pass and await further developments. Because if you pass and await further developments, and are you going to get further developments? Yeah, 1 spade, pass, pass. Your left-hand opponent is likely to do something because he doesn't have many spades. Then I can support spades later. I could just bid 4 spades right away, but my partners prefer me not to do that because who ends up playing the hand if it goes 1 spade past 4 spades? Your partner. So, all right. Yes, ma'am.
When you say with support and with a fit, do those mean the same thing? No.
Yes. With support and with a fit is code
Always
for the
means
same
8.
thing.
It
Oh.
always, we can do.
Always means we have at least 8 cards between us. Yes. Here we've got 10. Now, does this make some sense? Now, I'm going to say something really important. I said it again. Okay? If you do not want to bid 4 spades with this hand, or if you have a partner that does not want you to bid 4 spades with this hand, there is no law that forces you to bid 4 spades with this hand. We discussed this last week. Nobody will come to the bridge strategy. Ed, I'm sorry. You had to bid 4 spades with that hand. You didn't. I don't know what your problem is, but you're just going to have to leave. Can't play here anymore. You got to bid 4 spades with that hand. Now, your partner might say that. Okay, but no one at the Bridge Center, the bridge gods aren't going to say, I'm sorry, Mr. Kinlaw, you're no longer allowed to play in this room. Questions, comments? All right, now, say I've got this hand. All right, how many high card points?
Still a responder?
Still a responder.
Okay.
How many high card points?
14.
14. Do we have a spade fit? Do I know where we're going on this hand? Okay, where are we going on this hand? Game in spades, because we have a fit. Now, what do I bid? Do I bid 4 spades right away? No, because 4 spades is, and I'm going to come up with a technical bridge term, I've got a piece of cheese with a spade fit. Okay, I've got this 5-card spade fit and no points, and the side singleton is 1 spade past 4 spades. Beat your chest, deal with me. That isn't what I have here. So I'm not going to bid 4 spades right away. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something that I know we're going to get to game, but I'm not going to bid it right away. Okay, what I'm going to do is change suits. Because if I'm responder and I change suits, I'm saying, partner, you owe me another bid. So with this hand, I'm going to bid 2 diamonds. And my partner will bid something. I don't know what my partner is going to bid until next week. Okay? But he's gonna bid something. And when he does, I can then bid 4 spades. Partner, we have a spade fit. I had to bid something to keep the auction alive.
So why does my instinct say to say 2 spades?
Because 2, I don't know. Because it's just wrong. Because 2 spades, 2 spades again. 2 spades says we have a fit, but I don't have much in my hand.
Okay. But we do have a fit.
Okay, but we do have a fit. Now, you will note something important. You may note something important. If you don't, I'm going to point it out to you. Anytime I bid no trump, or bid a suit that's already been bid before, I'm limiting my hand. 1 spade, 2 spades, I have between 6 and 10 points, no more, no less. 1 spade, 3 spades, I've got 11 or 12 points. No more, no less. Okay, I'm not going to have more than 3 or more than 12, because if I have more than 12, I'm not going to give you an invitation. Because if I give you an invitation, what can you do? You can turn me down. Okay, so I'm not going to give you an invitation. I'm going to make a bid which ensures we get to game. Okay, so it is very important when you have a fit that you're bidding at the right level. Okay, simple raise with the minimum hand, jump raise with a invitational hand. Questions, comments?
What if you had one less spade?
What if I had one less spade? We're still going to game. Let me, actually, if I had this hand, even better. This is a fun hand. Still have, are we going to game? You betcha. Okay? Now, again, one spade, 2 hearts. I absolutely, positively have 5 hearts. Do I have 5 hearts? Nope. Okay, so I can't bid 2 hearts. I'm going to bid 2 diamonds. I'm going to give you something that you should keep in the back of your mind. Okay. If you have a 4-4 fit, meaning that my hand has 4 cards and your hand has 4 cards, those hands play better than 5-3 fits. Okay, a 4-4 fit will tend to play at least as well as a 5-3 fit. Okay, so with this hand, I bid 2 diamonds. And if my partner has the right hand, he can bid 2 hearts. He won't do it till next week. But if he does it next week and he bids 2 hearts, am I happy? I'm happy because we have 2 major suit fits. And you don't get a prize for that. But you should pick the one that will play better, and that's going to tend to be the 4-4 heart fit. Questions, comments?
You got 13 points.
Yes, ma'am.
Why aren't you saying 3 no trump? Because it's better.
And this is why we're looking for an 8-card major suit fit. If we have an 8-card major suit fit, her question was, why didn't I just bid 3 no trump? Okay, because we have an 8-card major suit fit, I would prefer to play in that major as opposed to in no trump. Because we can almost always, or usually, take at least one more trick playing in that denomination than in no trump. Okay, with this hand, yeah, my clubs are not good. Okay, so it's very possible that spades is going to play better than no trump. And you really don't know how often it's going to work. There are going to be times where no trump plays better than the major, but you aren't going to know when they are. So 8-card major suit fit, you just want to play in the major. Okay? Question? Yes, ma'am. Because playing 3 spades is forcing takes up an awful lot of bidding room. See, I need to make a forcing bid with this hand. I can't make a bid that you would pass. Okay, so now there are gadgets that you can play that are, we're actually halfway through lesson 22. When we get to lesson 38, maybe 39, and there is no lesson 38 or 39. There are gadgets to play a forcing spade raise. We just don't. They just aren't part of this. Okay, so for here, you're going to make a bid that your partner can't pass. Question? Yes, ma'am.
When your partner came back with hearts, did that mean he had 5-5 or 5-4?
That's a great question, and our question was, when partner bid 2 hearts, did he promise 5 or could he just have 4? He just promised 4. Anytime I'm bidding a second suit, I only promise 4 of that suit. He could have 5, but he only promises 4. Good question. Other questions? All right. I want to give you a quiz. I'm going to give you an opportunity to demonstrate your understanding of the topic of the day.
Yeah.
All right. My partner has opened one spade. And the next person passed, because that's what the next person does. I've got king, queen, fourth, stiff, ace, fourth, jack, fourth. How many high card points do I have? I've got 10. Okay, so what's my bid?
2 spades.
Okay, is this itty bitty heart worth anything? Yeah, because we're playing in spades. Okay, we're playing in spades. How many hearts am I going to lose on this hand? Unless something weird happens. We're only going to lose 1. Okay, so this itty bitty heart is worth a couple of points. Okay, yes ma'am?
So what about having to open with a 5-card major?
Well, my partner's already done that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
my partner's already open.
Okay.
The next person passes, and I've got this. No, this isn't an opening hand.
Okay.
But when my partner opens a spade, it's a nice hand. Actually, it's close to having the singletons worth a couple points. Actually, having the 4 spades worth a point or so. So this is closer to a hand that wants to be in game than it is a hand that's just going to bid 2 spades. Okay? Change it to this. Okay? I've got a 10 count with a doubleton. Doubleton's worth about a point. Turns a 10 count into 11 count, which says invitational. Does that make some sense? Any questions?
So on that first hand, would you have given both points for the singleton and for the link? Or just
Yeah, I will. When I'm looking at a hand, I will tend to having a 9-card fit is better than having an 8-card fit, especially if I've got a singleton. Because if I've got a singleton, if my partner has 4 small hearts, it's very possible I get to trump 3 of them. Okay, so he has 5 spades. He can trump 3 additional hearts in my hand, so we could end up with 8 trump tricks on this hand. Okay, so now adding points for shortness is not an exact science by any stretch of the imagination. Just know that if you and your partner have a fit, your hand is better if it contains shortness. Okay? Shortness is more valuable in the responding hand than it is in the opening hand. Because if I open 1 spade and I've got a 5-card spade suit, then the fact I can trump something doesn't mean I'm taking more than 5 spade tricks. But if my partner can trump something, then we're taking potentially more than 5. Does that make a little bit of sense? Yes, ma'am.
So he opens, you respond.
Yep.
And then and you get the bid. Who plays the hand?
That's a great question. The declare is going to be whoever bid that suit first. So if my partner's open 1 spade and I jump to 4 spades, I put us in game, but my partner gets to play the contract because he opened that denomination first. Good question. Other questions? Yes, ma'am.
So with that hand, and I'm your, and so my response to my partner, would it be 2 diamonds?
I'd probably bid 3 spades with this hand. I wouldn't strenuously argue with the 2 diamond bid and say no matter what happens, I'm going to game. Okay, give me a couple of 10s up here and I'd consider it a game forcing hand. It's close. Good question. Other questions?
I just want to know, of course, if I played with someone here and I know what I'm doing, we would know I would know what you were saying, and you would know me. But someone ate on the street, suppose someone, come on, Mary Lou, play bridge with us.
Actually, this is pretty standard stuff, depending on how recent. Now, way back in the day, 1 spade past 3 spades was a forcing bid. It's been pretty common to play that as an invitational bid for at least 20 years.
Oh, see, I'm with.
And yes, if you played a while back, okay?
Would you just go over the terms invitation and forcing?
Yes, invitational says, well, an invitational hand, if you've opened, I've got 11 or 12 points, I'm going to, at some point in the auction, tell you that we have almost enough for game. Okay, forcing says, I'm going to force you to bid. Now, forcing bids don't have to be invitational. Okay, forcing just says you can't pass. Invitational says, partner, look at your hand and see if we want to be in a game contract. Questions, comments? Because it is 10 till 7 and we haven't opened 1 diamond yet. So, onward. Now, who can tell me what 2 things we need to find out in a bridge hand? We're having a conversation. What are we trying to figure out? Do we have a fit? Do we have enough points for a game contract? Okay, and when I say do we have a fit, what I really mean is do we have a fit in a major? Okay. So I've opened 1 diamond. And by the way, you'll note that when I say I've opened 1 diamond, I took this chart. And all I did is I opened 1 spade. 1 spade, 2 spades is the minimum hand with spade support. 1 diamond, 2 diamonds is a minimum hand with, or excuse me, 1 diamond, 2 diamonds is a minimum hand with diamond support. Okay, so it's the same thing. Yes, ma'am?
Are you leaving the bottom of the first column empty on purpose? Or is that for diamonds as well?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yes, because when it was 1 of a major, 1 spade past 4 spades doesn't show a game going hand, it shows a piece of cheese. So this bid does not exist over a major. It also, bizarrely enough, does not exist over a minor. 1 diamond past 4 diamonds. Doesn't exist. I'm not going to say you're not allowed to bid it. I'm just saying I've been playing bridge for 20 years and no one's pointed out a good meaning of it for me that isn't extra special fancy. You love extra special fancy. All right. Now, if I open 1 diamond, do I have a 5-card major? No. Could I have a 4-card major?
Yes.
You betcha. Okay, so when I open 1 diamond, if you have a 4-card major and enough points to make a peep, your peep should be in that 4-card major. All right. Ace, king, 4th, king, queen, 4th, 2 small, king, 3rd. My partner opened a diamond. Are we going to game? Oh yeah, I've got 13 points. My partner opened a diamond. Going to game. Do I know where? No. Okay. We are going to try to find an 8-card major suit fit. Okay, so my bid is going to get us in that direction. Okay. With this hand, I'm going to bid 1 heart. If I have 2 4-card majors, I'm going to bid hearts first instead of spades. Why? Because if my partner raises hearts, we have a fit. If he doesn't raise hearts, his next bid, and he has spades, his next bid will be spades, and we find our fit.
So you're fishing.
So I'm fishing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where we're going. I'm just describing the shape of my hand. Okay? I have 4 hearts. I may also have 4 spades. Okay, does that make some sense? Any questions? You ready for another one? I think you're going to like this. I'm going to take these and turn them into exits. Well, I'm going to give myself a 10. So now I have 10 fourth, king fourth, 2 small, king third. I've got a 6 count. Do I have enough to respond? Yes. What should my response be?
2 diamonds.
1 heart. Still looking for an 8-card fit. I don't think we're going anywhere on this hand, but wherever we're going, if we have an 8-card fit, I want to be in that denomination. Okay, all I have is a 6 count. All I have is enough to make a peep, but my peep should be in a 4-card major. Does that make some sense? Any questions? Are you ready for another opportunity to demonstrate your understanding? All right. Well, that isn't right. Can't put that answer up there. 1 diamond pass. I've got king, queen, fourth. Stiff. 5 diamonds to the nothing and king, third of clubs. It's my bid. What do I do? What do I do?
Spades.
I bid a spade. Do we have a diamond fit? We have a diamond fit. Do I need to tell my partner about it immediately?
I guess not.
Why not? Well, okay, and answer this for yourself. Why don't I need to tell him about it immediately?
Because you have to go to the 2 level.
Because I'm going to get another chance to. He's going to bid something, and if he doesn't salute my spades, I can always go back to diamonds. Okay, but I just want to find out if we have an 8-card spade fit before I raise diamonds. Okay, I know I'm going to get a second chance to bid. Questions, comments?
So you'd bid 1 spade.
I would bid 1 spade. And if my partner raised spades, life is good. We have a fit, and spades scores better than diamonds, if we can make it. Okay, and if I've got a singleton heart and I've got these diamonds, spades probably will play at least as well as diamonds. Questions, comments?
So how many points do you have to make a second peep?
Oh, well, her question was, how many points do I need to make a second peep? Okay, that gets into the intricacies of next week's lesson. But if I'm making a second peep in a suit that's already been bid, I don't need any extra points at all. Okay, if there's been a suit that's already been bid and I'm bidding that suit cheaply, I can do it on the same 6 points I promised. Would you like to see a hand where I would do something like that?
Yes.
We're going to delve into next week's lesson just a little bit. All right. Partner opens a diamond. If only I had a good way to describe this hand. I've got 6 spades to the king, queen, jack, and oops. And out. Okay. Partner opens a diamond and I say 1 spade. And my partner says a no trump. What does my partner have? Now we're in next week's lesson. He's got 12 to 14 points, a balanced hand, and 2 or 3 spades. He didn't say no trump the first time because 1 no trump is a very specific bid, 15 to 17 points. he didn't have that many. So one something, one no Trump shows less than that, 12 to 14 points.